Hey you guys, welcome to another Confidence Talks with Sharice. We're gonna date today. We're gonna be talking about brokenness and how we can fix that. So, if you do not know who I am, my name is Sharice, and I'm the founder of CAJD Apparel, which is a boutique where we build confidence through jewelry and apparel. Also, I'm the founder of Sharice Systemic Real Confidence Coaching, where we build people up to be able to go out and make other disciples, and not only that, fulfill their dreams with their business, purpose, and through different industries. So you can follow me on all social media platforms at CAJD Lifestyles with Sharice. Okay, and also my other Instagram is coach_Sharice. I have two Instagrams, one for the boutique and one for coaching. So Confidence Talks with Sharice is a way that we talk to each other, but we're going to talk to each other while we do makeup. So if you have some makeup, or if you want to do some makeup or whatever, we're going to talk and do makeup at the same time, and we're going to just hit some points about brokenness today, that you may be dealing with, things that you may have dealt with in the past, or things that you're healing from, whatever it may be. But we're going to talk about this while we do a little bit of makeup. I was trying to get all my supplies, and I just realized I didn't get my brow pencil. So I got to reach down here and get that real quick, which I'm going to get. And while I talk to you about brokenness and, just having this confidence talk with you, I'm going to do makeup, but I'm also going to show you some of the products that I use while doing my face, so that if you are unfamiliar with makeup, you can learn some things. And if you like to do makeup, just to some people I know, they just like different looks, like do different things. I am a neutral person. I like to do neutral colors the most, and the reason being is because I don't like to change my makeup when I change my clothes. So so if I have to wear something during the day, or I might have to change later, I like to have neutral makeup on, so that way I'm able to change my outfit and I have to worry about so much about changing my makeup. So that's me. I do sometimes wear different types. There's different type of neutral makeup. There's, like, you could do the smoky eye natural look. You can do, so there's different types of natural eye look. You could do like the brown natural look. So there are different ways to do it. So I'm going to be using this palette, which I will show you in a minute. And we're going to get right into doing this makeup. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to do the eyebrows. And so let's talk about brokenness while I'm doing my eyebrows. Oh, and then the eyebrow pencil I'm using is by BH Cosmetics, and it's called Brow Designer, and it's color ebony, just in case you want to know what kind of pencil I'm using. So let's talk about brokenness. So brokenness is something that many of us deal with. And then when I'm dealing with our brokenness, we don't know how to sometimes heal from the brokenness, right? So I want to talk about brokenness, but I also want to talk about healing. I want to talk about how you can heal even though you've been broken. So for those of you who do not know, I am a domestic violence survivor. And for a while before I started talking about it and actually wrote a book about it. So the name of my book is called Fearless Warrior, The Fierce Battle with the Inner You. So before I started, with this, book and talking about this, and we had a conference last year, the I'm Becoming Fearless conference, and we'll be having one. Actually, it's an annual conference, so we will be having one this year as well. But before I started doing all this stuff, I did not want to talk about my scars. I didn't want anybody to know that I was a domestic violence survivor. I didn't want anybody to know. And it's it's okay not to want people to know, but I know that in me speaking about it, that it was going to help some other people. And so I just want to talk about your brokenness and tell you that how in your brokenness you can help other people if you talk about it. Some people are going through stuff and they're suffering in silence. And the reason why they're suffering in silence because people have made it uncomfortable to talk about your issues and your problems. Everybody wants you to be okay all the time. And I'm so sorry, but that ain't how life is. Life is not a place where just all the time things are good. It just don't work that way, unfortunately. So I'm going in, I'm just highlighting my eyebrows. Just shaving in my eyebrows. I try not to do too much because I like it to look natural. I know people do all kinds of things, and your liking when you do your makeup is to your liking. I just don't like to do too much because I want it to look more natural than not. So I'm almost done with my brows actually. So what I usually do with my brows is I usually just comb through them just to make sure they look decent. I try to check them. One thing I have learned in doing eyebrows and just doing your face period, your eyebrows may not even be shaped the same way. So you may arch them a little different and you may try to make them look the same way. It doesn't always work for me. I've tried to make them look the same way for a long time and it's like it's pointless because they don't look the same. So you have to do what works best for you. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with I'm gonna go in with some concealer and just kind of highlight around it, just to give it a bold look. I usually just go up and around both of them, and that's just mostly it. So we're talking about the brokenness, right? So where are some areas that when you are you feel broken, or you feel like some things have happened in your life that you feel like, man, this is just too much for me to be dealing with, and I don't want nobody to know about this scar, and I don't want nobody to know what happened to me when I was little, or I don't want anybody to know what I've been through, that I allowed somebody to do something to me that is this drastic or whatever, right? So I've been there, like, when I first went through my situation, it was like, man, how am I going to talk about it? Tell somebody that I've been dealing with this for this long, and how I'm going to talk about this? How am I going to say that, hey, I went through this, but I had to realize that it became a part of me. And in order for me to heal, the first thing, so we're going to go over some steps, right? So the first thing I had to do was acknowledge that there was an issue. Acknowledge that something did happen. And regardless of how I felt about it, it did happen. It happened. And now it's a scar that I have, right? Now, because it's a scar, does that mean that I'm broken and I'm still broken? No, it just means that I have a scar, right? So think about it this way. Think about, just say riding your bike or whatever, right? Just say you were riding your bike, and with you riding your bike, you fell off and you got a scar, right? So if you look at your leg in that same spot, you probably still have a mark there from when you fell. But that does not mean that you're still hurt. It just means that the scar is still there. And that's how you have to look at your situation. Like, I'm not still broken, but I'm healing from my situation. So in healing from your situation, the first thing is that, like I said, you have to acknowledge it, right? So we're going to say the first thing is acknowledge. The second thing that you have to do is forgive. So I know that's like, for some people, that's like a cuss word. You want me to forgive? Like, why would I forgive them? They did something that hurt me, so why would I forgive them? And y'all, just let y'all know, I'm not a professional, so my makeup may not be all that perfect, or it might not be to somebody's liking. That's fine. That's not really the purpose of this, because I do my makeup to my liking. So the purpose of this is not for that. The purpose of this is to just talk to you while I do my makeup. So now I'm using my foundation brush just to brush my makeup in. So I do use brushes, so to brush in my makeup. And I don't know if you saw that, but what I did was I used a dark concealer. I didn't mean to say anything, sorry. I used a darker concealer that's like a lot darker than my skin tone, as you can see. But I blended in with the other one And it gives it to me, it gives it this look that I love. And I'll show you more of it when I'm done blending it in, but you'll see in a minute. So I blend all that in, and it just gives me this like look that I love. So as I was stating, so the first thing you have to do, like I said, is acknowledge. And then the next thing you have to do is forgive. You got to forgive people. And the forgiveness, as I have told people in my coaching sessions, the forgiveness is not for them. Because people think that forgiveness, or if I forgive them, I'm saying that they got away with it. No, you ain't saying they got away with it. You're saying, I forgive you. I'm moving my hair out the way y'all. So, forgiving my hair a little while, I have to move it so I can get this done. But you're not saying that you forgive them for what they did. That's not what you're saying. But you are saying that I have acknowledged that I have to do something in order for me to heal. So I forgive you for what you did. And some forgiveness does not necessarily mean that you walk up to the person and say, I forgive you. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. I do believe in getting under your neck. Yes, I do. So that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is understanding what it is to forgive somebody, and to understand that once I forgive you, it means that it doesn't mean that I'm not scarred. It doesn't mean that I have forgotten what you did. It just means that I am in a place in my life right now, but I'm not going to allow that to put me in a position that's going to keep me bound. Because when you don't forgive people for what they've done to you, and you don't forgive them, it puts you in bondage. It puts you in a position where you are living in bondage. And if you don't want to live in bondage, and you're tired of living a life that is not going the way that you want to do, the only thing that you could do is you can change it. And the way that you change it is that you have to make the decision to make it change. You have to make the decision to move to that next level. It's not up to that person to move you to that next level. You have to consider to do that, right? So in this, that's how you move. You move, and you move into a situation of forgiveness, right? So you forgive a person for what they did to you, and then you're able to move on, and you're able to be a more grateful person, right? So I'm gonna show you guys this palette. Isn't this a beautiful palette? So the number is 35C, and it's called Everyday Chick. It is a beautiful palette. So I've used it only one time, so this will be my second time using it. But there's a bunch of different colors in here. And then I have it's an older palette. It's just it's just a whole bunch of nude colors. I'm not really gonna, well, I guess I can show you, but this palette is so old. I mean, not old, but I've used a lot of it. But I'll show it to you anyway. See, it got a whole lot of neutral colors. And this one is called Icon Pro. And it has a whole lot of neutral colors. I'll use the neutrals a lot. So what I used to do is I go over my eye with a neutral color first, and then I go back and put my shade of color in what I want to do. So right now we have one is acknowledge the problem. 2 is forgiveness. And the 2 is forgiveness for them. Like, forgiveness for you, but of them. You know, like, I forgive you for what you did, right? I forgive you for what you did. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about is forgiving you. So a lot of people talk about you got to forgive the other person, but what about you? Do you forgive yourself for allowing it to happen? And that's something that I had to work with so much. That's something that it was in my bones. Like, it made me feel some type of way. Like, how could you allow somebody to do something to you, and then you stand there and you let it happen? You make excuses for it. I made excuses for it. I was like, well, maybe, I can help change him, and maybe I can help do things, and maybe I can maybe I can do all that, right? And no, that ain't what I could do. I could not do that. So in that, I'm telling you to forgive, because I forgave. You know what I mean? I was able to actually have a conversation, and I was able to get some clarity in that conversation, and find out some things that I didn't know. Sometimes people do things to you because they have been hurt in the past, and they don't know how to deal with their past. So in my personal situation, my ex-husband saw his mom get beat. So because of that, he developed this thing that it was okay to do that. So, and it's just like, if you, I don't know if you guys, if you ever seen the movie, The Shack. It's a good movie to watch. But in The Shack, remember, his daughter gets kidnapped and basically gets molested, and he kills her, right? The guy that he's pursuing or whatever. And then what happens is that God tells him, like, you're not the judge and you're not the jury, and you're not. And when he goes to see wisdom shows him, like, that was his father, and what his father did to him. His father beat him, and then, like, even his dad, he had issues with his dad as well, and his dad got beat too. So it's like, monsters help develop these people into whatever. And then so it's like you're trying to understand something that is way beyond you to understand. You can't understand why somebody did something to you or different things. We don't know why. We just have to forgive. Our portion our portion is to forgive them. That is our portion. So I'm taking, so these colors have different little names on them. So the color I'm taking right now is called OU. So OU, I'm taking OU, which is like a dark brown color. And I'm just going to go over my lid with it. And I don't know what color I'm going to do today, but it's going to be a neutral color, y'all, because I'm not really going anywhere today. But I do my makeup because I do like reels and different content and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and get my makeup out of the way. So I'm done for the day. So if I do have to go somewhere, guess what? I ain't got to do this. This is already done. It's already done. So first is, like I said, acknowledging the problem. 2 is forgiving them for what they did to you. 3 is forgiving yourself for what you allowed to happen. And what I did that helped me reflect, and this is something that I tell my clients to do as well when I do my coaching sessions, is write a letter to yourself. Forgiving yourself for what you did. That what you allowed to have, what you feel like you allowed to happen, because it's not your fault that it happened. But forgive yourself for even feeling like that's like condemnation. You know what I mean? Like when you do something wrong, I'm saying, the enemy, God, you ask God for forgiveness, but here come that old enemy coming to you with the foolishness, talking about, yeah, you did this, that, and the other, but God done already forgave you, and you up here going in, and God done already forgiven you for what you did. But because you don't understand how it works, you allow the enemy to punk you and tell you that what you did was still jacked up, like you messed up, and don't nobody love you, and don't nobody want you, and don't nobody care about you, right? We allow the enemy to tell us those things, and that's not true, because God's word said that he will never leave us, he'll never forsake us. Right? So we have to know in that God is going to do it just what he said he going to do. He going to do that. He going to do that. He going to do just what he said he going to do. And we don't have to be worried about those situations. We don't have to be worried about those situations. So let me just tell y'all what I'm doing. I'm just going in my eye with a dark brown color on the sides, just to give it that look that I want it to have. That's all I'm doing. So it's like a darkish brownish color. And it's kind of do what somebody had told me one time was like windshield wipers. When you're doing your eyes to blend, you think of it as windshield wipers, like on your side. You just think of it as windshield wipers. So you just wipe back and forth. Windshield wipers, right? So windshield wipers go back and forth. So you go back and forth in the same way until you get the color effect that you want. Okay, I think that's what I'm going for. So y'all can see that. And don't worry about this down here. We're going to take care of that with the brush. We'll just go back through that. What some people do is some people put tape right there. And you could do that if you want to. Some people put tape like on their sides so they don't have to worry about it like spilling over. But I actually go back over mine with a little bit of concealer to make sure that it looks good. I get a lot of compliments on my makeup, so I mean, I've never taken a class. I watched a couple of people do it, but I just kind of self-taught, to be honest. Because with makeup, People can do it. I've seen people do it so many different ways. I've heard people say, "Oh, that's wrong. You ain't supposed to do that way." And I watch another video and this person doing it the way they said that was wrong, right? So you do what you want to do with your makeup. It's up to you. So let's get back to what we was talking about, because I'm trying to talk about makeup and talk about this at the same time. I'm trying to incorporate. So like I said, so the first thing is acknowledge that something happened. Acknowledge that. Number 2 is forgiveness for them. Number 3 is forgiveness for you, right? And then the 4th thing I'm gonna say, they're gonna go over, is letting go, right? So letting go means that it doesn't mean that the situation doesn't bother you when somebody brings up something that happened. But what it does mean, it means that you're able to deal with it better. Your whole look on this situation. So now, instead of you using this thing as something that is has crippled you, you're using this as something that is fueling you. Right? So you're not being crippled by it anymore. You're being fueled by it. So now you're not in bondage. Your mind is not on what people have said about you or what people have portrayed you to be, right? You are not in that vein. Now you're tapping into the vein of, I am chosen, I am God's child, I am beautiful, I am worthy, and I am going to make a difference. Because this happened to me, I'm going to stop, this from happening to anybody else who I come in contact with. And this is the thing, you have your own set of people that is sent to you, that is sent for you to be there for, right? You have your own set of people. So regardless of the fact, you have that, and you're able to do whatever you need to do, and God will empower you. He will empower you. This is the thing. We ain't got to be out here by ourselves, y'all. God will empower you to do what it is that He wants you to do. These are some pretty brushes. Let me show y'all these brushes that I got. They are so pretty. I love them. It's so pretty. Let me show you this one too. This is a contour brush, but it's so pretty. They got a little pretty design on them. I love them. So, like I said, forgive, and then forgive, and then move on to what it is that you need to do for you to be able to empower other people, to be able to show other people that you exist, show other people that they don't got to go through this. They don't have to go through the same things that you went through, and they can live in purpose and live with the boldness that God has intended for them to live with. So let me see. I don't know what color I'm gonna put on. That shame ain't going nowhere, but I like my face to be pretty. We're just gonna do a neutral. We got a gold looking color here. It's not really gold. Let me see what's the name of it. It is called Side of Sass. That sounds like me. I'm a side of sass, okay? So we're gonna put a side of sass on this lid because I haven't did the lid yet. If y'all notice, I did everything else. And I don't really know if I like side of sass. It ain't really doing nothing. Let me see. So, 1, acknowledge. 2, forgive them. 3, forgive you. And write down how you're going to forgive yourself. Write down some things that, you need to forgive yourself for. Because sometimes you need to forgive yourself for some other stuff too. Things that you may have done in your past that nobody was actually involved in. And this is the thing. Sometimes forgiveness is not just forgiveness for you forgiving yourself. It's not just forgiveness for things that people did to you that you allow, but it's things that you allowed yourself to go through. You know what I'm saying? You might have allowed yourself to go through a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So you have to embrace that in your life. You have to embrace that, hey, I may have went through this thing, but I came out on top, but not coming out on top broken and all messed up and, all those type of things. Okay, let me see. Can y'all see this eye? It's like it's okay. I don't know if I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it with another color. You know me. And this color I'm going through it's called let me see what color this is, y'all. I'm trying to see what color it is. It is Whoa It's Me. So Whoa It's Me is what I'm going over it again with. So just to give it a little bit of color. So alright, I think I'm just about done with this eyeshadow, as done as I'm gonna be, because this is not really for perfection. It just was for a day out. I'm getting ready to go take my daughter to go get her something to eat because she was out of school today. So I have one daughter that's in school today, and I have one daughter that's out of school today. So the daughter that's out of school is gonna get lucky because she finna get some lunch because I'm hungry. So we finna go get us some food and enjoy that. I have homework I need to do. I still got a whole lot of stuff I need to do, but guess what? I'm gonna enjoy this little bit of time with my baby, and then I'm gonna come back and crush my homework, and that's gonna be that. That's how we gonna do it. And all I'm doing is going in with my brush and just brushing just a little bit of highlight on that top. Not too much. It gotta be too much. Just a little bit of highlight up there. And I think that I'm getting ready to be done. What y'all think? I'm not done yet. I wanna now let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to hold up my mirror for these, because this right here part, I have black stuff everywhere if I don't hold up this mirror. I'm just saying I'm not the best at this liner. I love it, but I have to have something where I can see to be able to really do it right. So that's why I'm holding up my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Hey you guys, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. All right, so for those of you who are just joining or may have just got on, we're just having a conversation. So this is Confidence Talks with Sharice, and we're talking about brokenness. And the first thing that we talked about is that you have to acknowledge that you're broken. And then the second thing that we talked about is that you have to have forgiveness for what forgive the person for what they may have done. And then we said the third thing was that you have to forgive yourself. And so one of the things I said that I do for my clients when they do set up their coaching sessions is that I have them write a letter to their self, forgiving their self for what they've been through, what they have allowed, or what they feel like they have allowed, or they didn't have any control over, or whatever the situation may be. Because everybody's story is different. And then the last thing I said was that we're going to let go. And what letting go means is that we're going to move into the direction of healing. And which means that we're not going to bring up the brokenness until we're able to heal. Because one thing about it, it's like scratching a wound, right? Like just say if you get a sore and then right now it's open and you keep scratching, it's going to get infected. So in order for you to be able to talk to people about it and go out and start to embrace this, this change, you have to heal first. You got to heal first. And so in your healing is going to allow for you to deal with the situation. And then once you heal from it, then you're able to go and get your tribe and help them heal, right? Because discipleship is just creating more people that have been through what you've been through and showing them that God is able to do it for you. And then once he does it for you, only thing that you're doing is you're going back out and you bringing people with you that's been through something similar, and then they're able to help other people. And that's what it's all about. That's it. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm saying that you heal to help other people. You know, just like we just celebrated Resurrection, you know, Sunday. You know, we just celebrated Easter yesterday, right, on Sunday. So it's just like saying that God scarred and got healed so that we were able to be healed, right? So, like, we're able to be healed because of what he did. So just the same effect, God makes us in his image. So it's the same thing. We're able to heal and from our scars, and then we're able to help other people. You see how that works? When people say that, you know, God, you know, we're not, you know, we can't be made in God's image. Yeah, we are. If you think about everything he did, is that we did it, and he did it in his image. Because when he got scarred for us, and now we're able to live. So you got scarred, and now you can help somebody else, so they're able to live. And then the change just keeps going on and on and on, and it's like a never-ending chain, right? So we are almost finished with this makeup. I'm going to do this mascara. And I use, the mascara I'm using is, I don't know. I think it's called Telescopic. The price tag is in the front of it. Yeah, it is. It's Telescopic. And it's by, who is this by? Now that I don't know. I think it's L'Oreal. Okay, I think it's L'Oreal. It's kind of faded a little bit, y'all. I'm sorry. But I use this. And another one I also use, I like this one, but I also sometimes use, I have one, it's by BB, that I use as well sometimes as well. It just depends on what look I'm going for, because BB has their brush is bigger. But this one is really makes you look like you have longer lashes, the one that I'm using right now. So I'll show you in a minute. I do not wear lashes, to each his own, but I had my situation with lashes, and they took off all of my eyelashes, y'all. So I don't wear lashes no more because of that. And you don't know how you look until you don't have no lashes. Just want to let you know. All right, so we got that on, and we are almost done. I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer, and this color is called Flush Glow by Ruby Kiss. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this to seal the deal, and then I'm gonna put my spray on it, and I'll show you the spray I use too real quick. And bronzer for me, I put it everywhere. I don't have no certain place, it go everywhere. I put it all on the side because it actually helps you blend in, and I do not. I'll put it on the bottom too, where my neck go at. All that gets bronzer. I'm gonna put a little bit of blush on, and then I'm gonna show y'all my sprays that I use for my face. I'm looking for the other one. Sorry, I was not more prepared for this spray, but thought I had already got all this stuff out, but I guess I did. And then I'm using this blush too. This blush is just called Just Blushes by LA Girl. I think it was like maybe $3 or something like that. I'm not even sure. $4 or so. I got it from Ulta. All right. So we done with that. We done with the bronzer. We done with the blush. And now we have I have this right here. Kiss Pro Touch. And I also have e.l.f. Stay All Day. And I spray both of these. And they look, to me, they last really good as far as your makeup goes. So my face is done. What I'm gonna do is done. So I bring it a little closer so you can see, because I know so you can see my eyes. And I'm done. It's a wrap. So I hope that look nice enough for y'all. It's nice enough for me. All right, we're gonna spray this. And then I spray this one. Okay, we done with that. And what I do sometimes, I do kind of pat it in a little bit. Sometimes when I feel like it's gonna just like fall or stuff, I do pat it in a little bit. Just a tad bit. And then I let the rest dry. And then we have a complete face, y'all. We are done. I use brown liner. Black to me is a no-no. I know some people that use black, but no ma'am. And I'm just gonna put on some lip stain. And this lip stain is from LA Girl as well, and it's called Glossy Tint. Trying to see. The color is called Lovely. So this is what that looks like that I'm putting on my lips. And we are done. Now I can fix my hair back because I had it kind of flying up to the top because you can't really put it on your face until you're done with your face. But I'm done. So, and that's the complete look. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I'll be doing stuff like this again. Like I said, this is called Confidence Talks with Sharice. So, and I will post next time, like when I'm going to be doing it, so you guys can join in with your brushes and your makeup and all the things. And we're going to just sit here, have a conversation, and we're going to do our makeup. And also, if you guys want to post what time is good for you for me to do this, I'm available, flexible to do it certain times. So if you guys let me know, like, if it's best to do it like at 5 o'clock, or it's best, you know, when would you have your makeup? If it's the best to do it at 12 noon, like, give me a time that you think would be good, and I'll go with the people that give me the most time. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.